I grew up loving fantasy, sci-fi, and horror. I attribute a lot of that to my parents and the fact that they took us to a ton of movies when we were young. You know, I saw Planet of the Apes and The Exorcist and Jaws. I was ravenous, for lack of a better word, for anything horror related and anything genre related. I mean, for me, the more fantastic, the more interesting. Blood doesn't bother me. That stuff doesn't scare me, but, you know, spiders are my absolute traumatizing phobia. There was a movie that I saw when I was very young called The Thief of Baghdad, and there was a scene where this character fights a giant spider, and they had this big spider web, and, you know, it was clearly a big special effect, but I was terrified by that. There's a spider gag in The Walking Dead where spiders come out of a zombie's face, and I said, that'll be great. You guys just let me know how it turns out, because I can't even look at pictures of spiders to pick which spider I would want. It's just too much. I was shooting a movie with John Carpenter, and they had rented a house, and the front porch had about 400 crosses nailed to the walls. Like, this was just from the front porch to the front door. They found the creepiest house, and they're like, you should stay in this house because you're creepy. And one night I went to bed, and somebody was like, yeah, the woman that died there, blah, blah, blah. I'm laying in bed, and my eyes are closed, and like every hair on my body just starts prickling. And I am 100% convinced that there was a face about an inch away. And if I opened my eyes, I would see it. Because I even felt like the air moving, like I felt it in front of my face. And this went on for about a minute. Of course, the funny thing about it is, it's the most irrational thing in the world, if you really think about it. But at that particular moment, my brain convinced me that it was plausible. When you read a book or you watch a movie or a television show, our job is to convince our audience that what they're seeing is plausible. You know, Spielberg talks a lot about never seeing the color red in Jaws until you see the blood. And the moment that the shark comes out of the water for the first time and the audience screams, he always talks about that moment being, okay, I got him. You know, at this point on, I have them hooked for the ride. And that's something that's always very apparent in everything that I do, is finding the moment where you know that the audience is going on this journey with you.